You only have so much money. Seriously, gents, you've got limited funds and you need to make a choice. Sports jacket or suit? In today's style battle, I've got the suit versus the sports jacket. You can only buy one. Which one should it be? Find out, gents, in today's video. Round one, price. Now, you may be thinking this is an apples to oranges comparison. You can't truly compare a suit to a sports jacket. A suit is a jacket and trousers made from the same material. Sports jacket, also known as an odd jacket, is a jacket by itself. So how do you compare a jacket by itself with a jacket and trousers? So to better do this comparison, let's level the playing field. I'm going to share with you guys some insider secrets that I learned running and owning a custom clothier. So let's start off with the jacket. Whether it's a sports jacket, whether it's a suit jacket, blazer jacket, the thing is the jacket is the apex of men's fashion. There's a lot that goes into a jacket that people don't see. Of course, the amount of material used is going to be more than any other type of garment. And what you don't see is the inside, actually the structure, the canvassing right here. You don't see actually the buildup of the shoulder. And when it comes to buttons, when it comes to all the stitching and details, the costs that go into a jacket are going to be higher than any other garment. Now that's important to understand because higher cost from a manufacturer's perspective, that means more risk and that they're probably going to make less money when they sell the garment. Now, when it comes to suit trousers, the skill, the time, the effort to manufacture these is a fraction of what it would be for the jacket. You don't need the same machines. You're able to manufacture them quickly. And even though the cost of materials is going to be relatively high, they use about 1/2 as much material as a jacket, still you're going to be able to keep the price down on the trousers. Here's what all this means when it comes down to the numbers. Let's assume a company is putting out both suits and sports jackets. It would price the suit at $500. It would price the sports jacket at $400. Now, right off the bat, you may be saying, oh, the suit's more expensive, but not necessarily. Here's why. First up, let's talk about the hidden discount. So when you buy the jacket with the trousers, you're paying $500. But if you were to buy that odd jacket with an odd pair of trousers, you go out there and you look in the store, what you're going to find is they sell trousers for $150. So why are you getting these suit pants, which are oftentimes the same quality, if not better quality than a lot of the trousers they're selling, for a discounted price? That's because, again, remember the cost of the pants is lower. Therefore, they're able to kind of put this bundle deal together. So all of a sudden you realize, wow, this is actually a pretty good deal, this $500 suit versus this $400 sports jacket. And now let's talk about sales. So for every sports jacket manufactured, 20 suits are made. What does that tell you? There's a lot more suits out there than sports jackets. So suits are much more likely to go on sale. And when they do, the discounts are going to be deeper because they got to get those things off. So 50% off, that $500 suit on sale for $250. Let's look over at sports jackets. They decide, let's go 25% off. You're going to find sports jackets just don't go on sale like suits do. So that $400 sports jacket just went down to $300. Now, which one's the better deal? $300 versus $250. So who won round one? Gentlemen, it may seem counterintuitive, but I'm going to go with the suit. Disagree? Let me know. I want to hear from you down in the comments. Round two, gentlemen, we're talking value. Value is the price you paid divided by the number of wears. And I always say that the more times you can wear a garment, the more value you're going to get from it. The most expensive things in your closet are the items you never wear. You buy that $500 suit. Yeah, it stretched the budget a bit, but guess what? You wear it 100 times, you feel like $1 million every time. $5 per wear to look like $1 million. Well worth it. Versus maybe something that you bought and you didn't like, you wore it once, you paid $200 for it, $200 per wear, a complete waste of money. Oh, and to get maximum value, whether it's a suit or a sports jacket, remember, follow the style pyramid. Fit, function, fabric. Anything you're going to buy, make sure it fits your body or it can be adjusted to fit your body better. Make sure that functionally it serves the purpose. It's a classic style that's going to be around for at least a decade. And then make sure you buy the best fabric you can afford. Now, when it comes to getting value from a suit, it really depends on you and your lifestyle. Is it something that you're going to wear suits every single day? You're a lawyer in New York. You're a consultant in Chicago. You are going to be dressing up and this is going to be your workwear. And think about it. If you've got 3 suits that you rotate through, you'd wear those things about 70 to 80 times over the period of a year. Keep them simple, conservative. Okay, you're going to get a lot of value out of those suits. However, I would say the majority of guys are not wearing a suit on a daily basis. Yeah, they dress up once in a while, but for them, it's really about the special events. It's about weddings. It's about being able to go to an event that has a dress code, looking good for an interview. A suit is something they wear just to feel and look like $1 million. Now, a sports jacket is not going to be as formal as a dark colored classic conservative suit. But I also think that's part of its advantage because we live in a more casual world. So for a lot of guys, they can find various situations that they can wear the sports jacket. You can find a way, hey, to wear that sports jacket with jeans, with boots. All of a sudden you've got a combination which is relatively casual but sets you apart and works with your background as an engineer. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a suit is a jacket and trousers made from the same material, and you do not want to wear them separately. Why? Because if you start wearing that jacket without the trousers, you may find it fades, it changes color, especially if you send it off to cleaners one without the other. All of a sudden you can have a mismatching suit. So I don't recommend that you wear them separately, but that's one of the big advantages of the sports jacket is that you pretty much have to wear it separately. There isn't matching trousers, otherwise it would be a suit. The point here is you've got so many options to wear that sports jacket with so many different outfits, the value of it keeps shooting up. The winner here when it comes to value, getting the most wears out of that garment, I've got to give it to the sports jacket. Round 3, versatility. The ability to dress something up, dress it down, to be able to wear it with all the other items in your wardrobe. Now, when it comes to versatility, both in sports jackets and suits, it really is going to depend a lot on the fabric. If you go for a dark, classic, conservative fabric, you're going to find that you can dress it up, you can dress it down. Really depends on what you pair with it. But if you go for something brighter, something more attention-grabbing, you're going to find the versatility window is going to close a bit, but it does give you the option to be able to stand out, draw attention, and have a little bit more fun with the combinations. So with a jacket like this, classic cap toe Oxfords in black are going to work, but this right here, the classic cap toe in a tan color, this is going to stand out, grab attention, and actually no one's going to really be looking at the jacket. They're going to be checking out the shoes. And I love a combination like that. A jacket doesn't have to draw attention to itself. It does a good job of building up your shoulders, making you look slimmer, making you look more masculine and attractive, and sometimes it can just let the shoes do the talking. Maybe you want to go with something simple, classic, understated, or you want something, again, that you're going to get compliments on all night. And speaking of boots and sneakers, sports jackets have a natural advantage with these particular items because, like them, they are casual by nature. Now, for classic conservative suits, that's a tough act to follow. But there are advantages to being a suit that really doesn't draw much attention to itself and, again, is going to be the apex of men's style and formality. When you look at a pair of shoes like this, guys, right here, this is going to look amazing. And when you need to look your best, guess what? You're wearing a suit and maybe you're reaching for a pair of shoes like this that are going to get you compliments all night. Or if you're not into compliments, you're going in for an interview. You don't want them necessarily commenting and saying, hey, he was the guy with the nice shoes. You want to say he was the guy that knew and understood what he was talking about. Then you go for a classic pair of shoes, but maybe one that still has a little bit of fun with it. We got a cap toe with a little bit of broguing here. Now, gents, we're talking versatility here. And the question is, can you dress a suit down? And the answer is yes. Actually, either of these combinations would look fine. I like the contrast that this would bring to a dark classic suit. But why not change up the suit entirely? People hear blue and they think boring, but blue doesn't have to be. Again, it depends on what you need. It depends on your circumstances. But there's a wide variety of more casual suits out there. Gents, when you take the time to look at all the options out there, you take the time to find something that works for you, works for your profession, you realize when it comes to suits, tons of options, not only in the colors and the patterns, but also the styles. Maybe you want to go for a peak lapel. You find it just works for your body type. You love the way it builds up the chest, just makes you look amazing. You want to know the history behind it. It's something you want to bring into your wardrobe. Still have a little bit of fun with flash and style, maybe a little bit of a double monk strap here. Just go for a slip-on loafer as you go in and out of security and you realize, hey, I like the style, I like the pattern, I'm going to own the look. My point here, gents, is that when a man takes the time to select the right suit for his situation and his needs, he's going to find that actually there's a lot of versatility built into it. But there are limits. And for that reason, I'm going to have to give this win, this round, over to the sports jacket. Next up, gents, let's talk about availability. Availability is important because you have options. When you can go into a store, when you can buy online, when you're in a foreign country, will you be able to find the garment you're looking for? So suits, it doesn't matter if you're in Las Vegas, if you're over in Mumbai, if you're over in Mauritius, you're going to be able to find a suit. It doesn't matter if you're in a Western country. Suits are sold throughout the world. In addition, we can find them at a wide variety of different stores, different price points. So you'll walk into a high-end, Zegna store, or you'll maybe go into Walmart, you'll go into Target. You will be able to find suits at various price points. Suits are just out there. They are the uniform, the go-to garment. Let's look over at sports jackets. We're going to find the options are a lot more limited. This is going to be something that, yeah, you won't be able to walk into a number of stores. Even though they'll have suits, they won't have sports jackets. So you can make the argument, I really like this jacket. It's made as a suit. I'm simply going to wear it as a sports jacket. We're going to leave that off. but when it comes down to it, this one's pretty easy win for the suit when it comes to availability. All right, gentlemen, so we're tied up. Quick tiebreaker. Which one of these, if you purchase in 10 years, in 20 years, is going to be more likely to still be in style? Let's look over at the sports jacket. Now, for almost 100 years, sports jackets have been worn by men who want to look good but don't want the formality of a suit. They want something, again, that's more versatile, something that they can wear even in sport. We actually look at early sports jackets. These were sport garments. That yes, men wore sports jackets like this when they went hunting, when they went playing tennis. They wanted something that, yes, they had a little bit more freedom of movement, and they come in a wide variety of styles and colors and patterns. Now, the suit goes back closer to 200 years, and unlike the sports jacket, we don't always see the same wide range of styles, colors, and patterns. In general, even though we may see an interesting pattern, we will overall see darker colors. We will see patterns really that aren't going to be too eye-catching. I mean, there are those out there, but in general, when we see suits, we see something that's more conservative, something that's kind of stayed the course. And the winner, gentlemen, I've got to give it to suits, even though I wear my sports jackets more than I wear my suits. But let me hear from you down in the comments. Agree, disagree, and what to watch next? Check out this video right here. 21 stylish habits that all good-looking men have. At least I think they do. Check out this video, guys. I had a lot of fun with it. It's a great one. I'll link to it down in the description.